Welcome, in front of me is a Motorola Razr 60, and today I'll show you how to reset this device through settings. So, before we get started with the actual reset, there is something that I do want to talk about, which is backing up your device, as resetting your phone will obviously result in all of your data being deleted. That includes all of your photos, all of your videos, your application, contacts, messages, and so on. Anything that you have generated on this device as data after the setup, that's all gone. So, for purposes of backing up your device, there's two different methods you can utilize. There's going to be the easy one, the one that you can basically do super easily and quickly, and the other one will be a little bit more complicated, but it's going to be, in my opinion, much better. So let's start off with the easy one. Now, if you don't give two hoops about that, skip by like 5 minutes, at least for the easy one. The harder one that I find better, I'll briefly talk about it, but yeah, let's start off with the first one, and that is going to be under settings. If I can actually, there we go, find it. In here, you want to scroll down to System, and in System, you're going to find Backup. Now, this backup will be for the Google. As you can clearly see, it wants me to log in. You do need to be logged in for this to actually work, but I'm not. It still allows me to show you some of the things. So you can see right here, these icons, it means that my data is not being backed up right now. If it is, it's gonna be a green check mark. Now you can tap on this and turn it on right here. Obviously you will need to sign in, and if we select other device data, it actually tells us what is going to be backing up. So let's first talk about photos and videos. So Google allows you to back up photos and videos because, well, let's be honest, they're probably gonna use it to train their AI models. Now, that's already, in my opinion, a red flag. My data should be my data and shouldn't be used to do anything other than be backed up, like they say. Other than that, it should not be used for any purposes. If it is, that's a red flag. Now, that's one. Another problem here is the fact that Google will allow you to back up photos and videos, but only up to, I believe it's 15 gigabytes. That is your free amount of storage you get with your Google account. For more than 15 gigabytes, you will need to pay a monthly subscription. Now, I'm not planning to do that, and probably majority of you aren't either. Now, under other device data, we have some other things that will be backed up, like our contacts, call history, device settings, app data, SMS, and MMS messages. Now, I call bullshit right here, because this is called a backup. It's not actually backing up everything that is listed right here. Calling it a backup, it's more than generous, and in my opinion, it's honestly lying by omission. So let's talk about first privacy concerns again, which will be you're basically giving Google access to your very, very personal information, such as your call history, which means that they will have access to all the numbers that were there. Device settings, that's whatever. Contacts, that's again, more personal data. SMS and MMS messages. So basically all your text messages for anyone, yep, that's for Google's to grab, train, and sell. And as well as MMS messages, aka images and messages. Yeah, yeah, I kind of draw the line here as well. So, another thing, like this is just data gathering and selling, right? The thing that pet peeves me right here the most is the claims of backing up your applications and application data. This is where the lie comes into play, because it does say literally backup. Backup would imply that there's a copy of the data that is right now on your phone being created to Google servers, but it's not. And that's the problem, it's not. So things like, for instance, your applications, they number one need to originate from Play Store, as far as I'm aware. Any application from outside of it, yeah, that's ignored. And the reason it's ignored is because Google never backs up these applications. it couldn't give two shits about it. What it will do is basically grab itself a little sticky note, figuratively speaking, and write down the names of all the applications you have installed, as long as they originated obviously from Play Store. If it's not from there, well, Google couldn't give two shits less about it. Now, that wouldn't be that bad if not for the fact that when you're creating a backup, applications that didn't come from Play Store being excluded for bullshit reasons, it already pisses me off. And what is even worse is the fact that if an application even came from Play Store, let's use as an example Yuzu Emulator, because it's a perfect example of the problem of this. When such an application is present on your device, it came from Play Store, you're backing it up, supposedly, which again, lying by omission. When you go to restore this application, you're not going to be restoring that application, even though it did come from Play Store. And the reason for that is because in the meantime, where you downloaded it up till backup, that application has been removed from Play Store because Nintendo's lawyers found the creator, basically the Avengers, assembled like the freaking Avengers, and evaporated, they Thanos snapped the application out of existence in every multiverse, basically. So no one can emulate Nintendo Switch games on Android, right? Because obviously Nintendo is a bastion of what's good for consumers, right? So you backed up this application that came from Play Store, but because you're restoring it and this application no longer exists on Play Store, the restore process has nowhere to pull this application from. Great. What a fantastic backup, I guess. It doesn't back up shit in this case. Anyway, so that's kind of my problems. Now, it is still viable if you don't care too much about things like that, if you don't have too many applications that no longer exist, and if you're okay with the limitations of like 15 gigabytes of photos and videos and so on, and the privacy concerns and all that jazz. But if you do, there is actually a better option. Now, this will, depending on what you are, for what reasons you are resetting the phone, you might need to use different kind of applications. Let me explain this so it will probably make more sense. So, a lot of companies, such as for instance Motorola, Samsung, and so on, will create an application. They basically invest to create such an application that will allow you to easily move data from other devices to theirs, and also allow you to move data in between their devices. It will not be used to move data from outside of their phone to other brand. So Motorola has Moto Move. It's pre-installed on a device. You can search for it. Moto Move, there we go. It's right here. It looks like this. This application will be utilized to move data from Motorola to other Motorolas. So if you have an old Motorola somewhere around, or maybe you got a new one, you can use this. But for purposes of, I don't know, maybe having an old phone that isn't Motorola or a new one that you're going to be moving to, you would need to use the application of the phone that you're moving the data to. So let me bring up my phone as an example. Here I have a Samsung. The light wasn't reflecting. Oh, there we go, you can kind of see it. So here I have a Samsung. So if that Samsung is my old phone and I want to just create a backup of data that is on here onto that the device so I can access it later on and move it back, I would need to download on the Motorola application called Smart Switch, which is Samsung's version of Moto Move application. Now, different companies name their applications differently. They all achieve the same thing, and they're all for that phone's brand. And then to give you quick examples of some of the names, so for instance, Xiaomi has Mi Move, or Mi Mover, I think it is. Here we have Moto Move, Smart Switch from Samsung. Oppo, Realme, OnePlus have a clone phone. Huawei has phone clone. And that's all I remember, honestly. Now, not every brand will have such an application, but the ones that do, this one will be, in my opinion, the go-to option. The only annoyance here is the fact that you will need to download if you have two different brands of devices and you're trying to create a backup so you can then restore it, you'll need to have both applications. So in this case, if I'm backing up the data to here and I want to then move it back, I need to download Smart Switch on Motorola and Moto Move on Samsung, because I will need to move the data to both of these devices essentially. So I need both of the applications. But once you get this kind of going, the process is much better than what Google offers. It never touches the cloud. You can move all of the data regardless of how much of there is. Applications, it don't matter where they come from, if they are still available, as it is actually moving the data from this phone to another. So it's going to be super good. It's also potentially going to be faster, considering how much data you might be moving. It will create a hotspot between these two phones together to move it faster. And it can be done wirelessly, which is also pretty nice. So anyway, with that being said, that basically sums up the backup of your device. It's going to be in my opinion, the better option with a little bit more steps, but at the end of the day, you will have a better backup. Now, to reset your phone, now that I have wasted 11 minutes of your life, let's open up Settings. And we're going to go into, again, the System. And in here, you want to select Reset Options and then Erase All Data Factory Reset. This will present all of the data that will be removed from this phone through this process, which at this point, this should not matter to us whatsoever, because we have created a solid backup of our device, which would include everything that is listed right here. Now, in your case, you also might see some applications listed right here, Google accounts and so on. Don't worry about it, this doesn't matter whatsoever. Next, we're going to select Erase All Data. Now, if you have some kind of screen lock set on your phone, you will need to confirm it between the Erase All Data that we just pressed and this showing up. Now it gives us a little quick message: erase all data, all of your personal information and downloaded apps will be deleted. You cannot undo this action. Yep, cool. Let's select Erase All Data, and this will begin factory resetting your device. This process will take about 2 minutes, I assume, to finish up, and when it's completed, we will be presented with the setup screen. So I'll be back once that is visible for me. And as you can see, the process is now finished, and you can set up your device however you like. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.